The Supreme Court of India has delivered a significant judgment, directing the Maharashtra State Election Commission to hold local body elections with other backward classes reservations. This decision comes after a prolonged legal battle and political impasse over the issue of OBC representation in local governance. The court's order has paved the way for elections in numerous municipal councils and panchayats across Maharashtra. This ruling has been met with mixed reactions. While some hail it as a victory for social justice and representation, others express concerns about its potential impact on the electoral process. The court has set a 4-week deadline for the SEC to issue election notifications and stipulated that the entire election process must be completed within 4 months. The issue of OBC reservations in Maharashtra has been a subject of intense debate and legal scrutiny for several years. The state has a significant OBC population, and ensuring their adequate representation in political institutions is crucial for inclusive governance. However, the implementation of OBC reservations in local body elections has faced numerous challenges, leading to a complex legal battle. The controversy stems from the triple test requirement established by the Supreme Court for implementing OBC reservations. The Maharashtra government's previous attempts to introduce OBC quotas without fully adhering to these criteria were challenged in court, resulting in a legal deadlock. This impasse has had far-reaching consequences, leaving many local bodies without elected representatives for extended periods. At the heart of the Supreme Court's recent order lies the issue of OBC reservation data. This data is crucial for ensuring fair representation of other backward classes in local governance. The court has directed the Maharashtra SEC to use pre-Banthia Commission report data for determining OBC quotas in the upcoming local body elections. This decision is significant as it impacts the political landscape and the representation of marginalized communities. This directive is crucial because it effectively bypasses the recommendations of the Banthia Commission, which was tasked with collecting and analyzing empirical data on OBC communities in the state. The Banthia Commission's work was intended to provide a more accurate and updated picture of OBC demographics. The Banthia Commission, formed in 2022, submitted its report recommending a 27% reservation for OBCs in local bodies. This recommendation was based on extensive fieldwork and data collection. However, this report has been mired in controversy and legal challenges, with some questioning its methodology and findings. Critics argue that the data might be flawed or biased, leading to unfair advantages or disadvantages for certain groups. The Supreme Court's decision to rely on pre-Banthia data for the upcoming elections aims to break the legal logjam and ensure timely elections while the debate surrounding the Banthia Commission report continues in court. This move is seen as a temporary measure to maintain the electoral schedule and uphold democratic processes. The Supreme Court's decision to order elections with pre-Banthia OBC reservation data is based on a nuanced interpretation of legal precedents and constitutional principles. The court meticulously examined past judgments and the constitutional mandate to ensure fair representation for other backward classes, OBCs, in local governance. The court acknowledged the importance of OBC representation in local governance, recognizing that these communities play a crucial role in the democratic process at the grassroots level, but also emphasized the need to adhere to the triple test framework established in earlier judgments. This framework ensures that reservations are not only justified, but also implemented in a manner that upholds the principles of equality and justice. The court's directive seeks to strike a balance between these competing demands. It aims to respect the need for timely elections while ensuring that the legal and constitutional requirements for OBC reservations are met. By allowing the use of pre-Banthia data, the court aims to ensure that the upcoming elections are not further delayed due to ongoing litigation surrounding the Banthia Commission report. This decision reflects the court's pragmatic approach to resolving complex legal issues without compromising on the principles of justice. However, the court has also made it clear that this is an interim arrangement meant to address the immediate need for elections while the larger issues are still being debated and resolved. And the validity of the Banthia Commission report and its recommendations will be subject to further legal scrutiny. The court's ongoing review will ensure that any final decisions are grounded in a thorough understanding of the legal and social implications involved. Section 5. The significance of the triple test for OBC reservations. The triple test framework, established by the Supreme Court in 2010, serves as a crucial safeguard against arbitrary or politically motivated implementation of OBC reservations. This framework mandates that states must fulfill 3 criteria before implementing OBC quotas in local body elections. First, states must establish a dedicated commission to collect quantifiable data on the social, economic, and educational backwardness of OBC communities. Second, the reservation percentage for OBCs should be determined based on the Commission's recommendations and empirical evidence. Finally, the total reservation for SCs, STs, and OBCs combined should not exceed 50% to ensure that the interests of other communities are not compromised. Section 6. Impact on local bodies and governance in Maharashtra. The Supreme Court's directive to hold local body elections with OBC reservations has significant implications for governance and representation in Maharashtra. The prolonged delay in holding these elections due to the legal impasse had created a vacuum in local administration, hindering development and service delivery in many areas. The court's order is expected to pave the way for the formation of elected councils in numerous municipalities and panchayats across the state. This will empower local representatives to address the needs of their constituents effectively. Section 7. A timeline of events. From stalemate to Supreme Court intervention. The journey towards OBC reservation in Maharashtra's local body elections has been marked by a series of legal battles and political maneuvers. This contentious issue has seen numerous twists and turns, involving various stakeholders, including political leaders, legal experts, and the judiciary. The stakes have been high, with each side presenting compelling arguments for and against the reservations. In 2021, the Supreme Court quashed the SEC notification for local body elections with a 27% OBC quota, citing non-compliance with the triple test. This decision was a significant setback for proponents of the reservation, who had hoped to see it implemented without further delay. The triple test, a stringent set of criteria, became the focal point of the debate. In December 2021, the Supreme Court reiterated its stance, emphasizing that OBC reservations in local bodies could not be implemented without fulfilling the triple test requirements. This ruling underscored the importance of adhering to legal standards and ensuring that reservations were based on empirical data and proper procedures. On July 28, 2022, the Supreme Court issued a contempt notice to the SEC for attempting to re-notify elections with OBC reservations without meeting the stipulated criteria. This move highlighted the judiciary's commitment to upholding the rule of law and ensuring that electoral processes were conducted fairly and transparently. On August 22, 2022, the Supreme Court directed the SEC and the Maharashtra government to maintain the status quo on local body polls, further delaying the elections. This directive was seen as a necessary step to prevent any premature actions that could undermine the legal process and the integrity of the elections. Finally, on May 6, 2025, in a landmark judgment, the Supreme Court directed the SEC to hold local body elections with OBC reservations based on pre-Banthia Commission data within a specific time frame. This decision was hailed as a victory for those advocating for OBC rights, as it provided a clear path forward for implementing the reservations. This timeline illustrates the complexities and protracted nature of the legal battle surrounding OBC reservations in Maharashtra, culminating in the Supreme Court's recent intervention. The journey has been long and arduous, but it underscores the importance of legal scrutiny and the role of the judiciary in shaping public policy. Section 8. The upcoming census and its implications for OBC representation. The upcoming national census, which will include caste-based data collection, holds significant implications for the future of OBC reservations in India. Accurate and up-to-date data on the socio-economic conditions of OBC communities are crucial for formulating effective reservation policies. The inclusion of caste data in the census has been a long-standing demand of various political parties and social justice organizations. Proponents argue that it will provide empirical evidence to support the case for OBC reservations and ensure that benefits reach the intended beneficiaries. Section 9. The road ahead. Legal challenges and political implications. The Supreme Court's recent order, while paving the way for local body elections in Maharashtra, is unlikely to be the final word on the issue of OBC reservations. The validity of the Banthia Commission report and its findings remains a point of contention and is expected to be subject to further legal scrutiny. The outcome of these legal challenges will have significant implications for the future of OBC reservations in the state. Politically, the issue of OBC representation is likely to remain a contentious one, with various parties vying for the support of this crucial vote bank.